Hey, happy Friday, everybody. Let's get this dog and pony show running because I got to get down to the undisclosed location and find out what the hell's going on down there because, well, we had wildfires and now we have floods. It's Armageddon. It's Armageddon. And so I got to make a quick trip down to New Mexico and find out what's going on. We will do Ask Michael Anything today, but we're going to do it strictly online. If you have questions you would like to ask me, there are, let us count the ways. First, you may email me a question, Michael at Michael Brown at iHeartMedia.com. You may tweet at me at Michael Brown USA if you're on the Twitter and you haven't been shadow banned by Jack Dorsey and the little liberal minions that he has working for him. You may post a question on the Facebook page. Are we live, Angie?
Yes, we are.
We are live. So you may post a question in the comments section of today's live broadcast of The Michael Brown Show. Or if you're on the YouTubes, get over to the YouTube, youtube.com/Michael Brown Today, and do me a big-butted favor. Go over there and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And in the comments section, you may ask Michael anything there also. And I'll look at those in just a minute. But instead, I want to quickly go to the story that's, I told you it would continue to unfold. And clearly it is. The story of the Vietnam vet that was shot by the Aurora Police Department over in Aurora as this grandfather was shooting a thug that apparently lived next door or across the street or something, must have been high on something, I don't know, and is running around naked and breaks into their home, their apartment, and starts to kill the grandson. The grandfather justifiably kills the intruder. The shooter, the grandfather, is a Vietnam vet that, according to every news report I can find, is hard of hearing. You know, I know a lot of Vietnam vets that have all sorts of maladies from either, shells in their ears, rocket fire, grenades, Agent Orange, you name it, they've got it. And those veterans are getting up in age. I think this particular Vietnam vet was 72 or 73 years old. And then, according to the Daily Mail, now we don't know yet because we've had some of the 911 tape released, but it's fairly, you can't really discern much from it. And we have not had body cam footage released. But there's now a significant question about whether or not the police officers did two things. And I say police officers, I think I should probably say police officer, because it appears, now again, facts are still unfolding, so we don't know all of this for sure, and I want to make sure I keep putting that caveat out there. But the longer this goes, and the more that the questions remain unanswered and things dribble out, the more it looks like there's a problem. This is why I always believed, I had a rule for my staff in D.C., and that was if you screw up, if you make some mistake, you come to me immediately and tell me now before the Washington Post starts digging into it. Or if you're not sure that what you did is wrong, ask yourself if this passes the Washington Post smell test. And if it doesn't, if it's the kind of thing that putting yourself in the shoes of a Washington Post reporter, in air quotes, you better get your butt into my office immediately and tell me that so that we can not try to spin it, but so that we know all of the facts as rapidly as possible, so that when the media starts doing its job, as the media used to do sometimes, and they start asking the proper questions, we've got answers. Because the last thing you want to do is to have a reporter ask you a question. And it never bothered me to say to a reporter, I don't know, let me go find out. But I don't know, let me go find out meant I'd have an answer for that reporter within 24 hours. And if my staff couldn't give me an answer within 24 hours, I would say generally that staff got a notice from the White House that, hey, Secretary Brown is not really happy with you. We're going to transfer you, or maybe you want to go back and work on the campaign or something else, and blah, blah, blah. I just had zero tolerance for that. And so when I read these stories, such as the one that's in the Daily Mail, it raises more questions than it answers. And I'm willing to cut a little slack here, because I understand that forensic analysis needs to be done of both the body cam footage and the 911 transcript and the audio of the 911 call, because they need to match up what is being said frame by frame and little electron by electron on the audio with what's being shown on the body cam footage, so that we can ascertain precisely what or what was not done and when something was or was not done. Now, why is that important? Because there are two questions that arise. There are a lot of questions, but two big questions for me. The first question, and probably the most important question, is this: did law enforcement identify themselves as law enforcement? I've often said, this is why I despise, and if you're a cop and you support no-knock raids, I don't care what your justification is for a no-knock raid. No-knock raids are an excuse. If you know that there is a crackhead, a crack dealer somewhere, and he's about to move somewhere, well, you ought to have the intelligence and the equipment and the material and the manpower that if he's moving some product from point A to point B, even if it's going to move out of your jurisdiction, you ought to be coordinating with an interagency task force so that you can watch this dirtbag as he goes from one jurisdiction to another. There's no need for a no-knock raid to go bursting through even a crackhead's house without announcing that you're law enforcement. And I know many cops and many Leos that listen to this program will disagree with me, but I have a substantive objection to no-knock raids. You should identify, and the other thing is this, in terms of no-knock raids. That's why we have a Fourth Amendment. Go get a warrant. You have all of the bugging ability, wiretapping ability, surveillance ability, tracking ability, GPS ability. So don't give me this crap about, well, we gotta go knock the door in right now because something's going down. Well, if you've been doing your intelligence work, you would have known that, and you would have had your warrant before then. Are there maybe some very odd circumstances? Maybe, but until I see an overwhelming preponderance of that, I'm not willing to accept it. So the first question is, did they announce themselves as law enforcement? Because I've said, in response to the no-knock raids, somebody just comes pounding through my door. I don't care how often they yell, police, police, police. Any jackhead can do that. Any goober can do that. And if I'm upstairs and I hear banging and I don't, and I'm sleeping on Ambien or whatever else it is that night, and all I hear is somebody banging through the door, yeah, there may be shooting involved. Then the second issue that's arisen out of this story is even more troubling to me, and that is, did the cops fire from outside, did the cop shoot from outside the front door? In other words, did he not shoot from inside the house, but from outside the house? And if that's the case, I'm even more upset.
This report is brought to you by Hyundai Shopper Assurance.
Standing floodwater westbound C470 near Lucent. It's starting to back us up at Quebec. Response teams blocking the shoulder southbound I-225 at Colfax. It's recovery of a car that went off the embankment. Serious blocking collision southbound Hampton at Hillview Road. We're lining up from North Turkey Creek Road. Crash on Wadsworth at 6. Southbound traffic jammed from 10th Avenue. Northbound is crowded from Alameda. Denver forecast high of 88 this afternoon with showers turning to thunderstorms. Low tonight at 62 degrees. For the weekend, mostly sunny with evening thunderstorms, high of 92, low of 62, and cooler for Monday and Tuesday. Again, sunny days and thunderstorms at night, high of 87, low at 61. With your traffic and weather, I'm Dustin Ritchie, 630 KHOW.
Once you buy a car, you're stuck with the decision, right? Not at Hyundai. Our new Shopper Assurance program offers 3-day worry-free exchanges on all new car purchases. Just another way that Hyundai's making car buying simple. Find out more at HyundaiUSA.com/Shopper Assurance.
Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky, and I have the privilege again to speak with another satisfied client of Advanced Tax Solutions. And this time I'm talking with Raymond. What did Advanced Tax Solutions do for you?
Basically, in 2006, I started a business, and I wasn't paying enough in taxes for that year and the year previous, so I ended up owing close to $6,000, $7,000 after 2 years. After some time went by, the IRS started coming after me. They garnished my paycheck, and that's when I called Advanced Tax Solutions.
What was that level of fear like, knowing the IRS was looking at you?
It was extremely stressful. When they started garnishing my paycheck, they took everything but $300.
And what did Advanced Tax Solutions do to make that fear go away?
So they were immediately able to get the penalties and stuff to stop. They got the garnishments to stop, and they got me on a payment plan.
I guess it's fair to say you feel real grateful to Advanced Tax Solutions.
Yeah, definitely a good experience and a major stress relief.
If you're in a situation like Raymond, you've got to talk to the experts, the local experts, at AdvancedTaxSolutions.com, 303-753-6040.
Don't miss the Trading Group Show, Sundays at 3 p.m. on 630 KHOW. If you want to learn how to make money in the stock market, the Trading Group Show, Sundays at 3, or call 888-959-4004 for a free demo.
If you plan on buying or selling a home, listen to this important message from Rex. There's no longer any reason to pay 6% to sell your home. Introducing Rex Real Estate. Rex sells homes for the lowest fee in the industry, 2% total, saving Denver homeowners tens of thousands of dollars per transaction. With Rex Real Estate, you get a full-service team backed by technology. They don't market homes the way traditional agents do. Rex uses big data and machine learning to attract hundreds of qualified buyers directly to your home the moment it goes on the market. And Rex Real Estate charges only 2% total, not the 6% commission your local broker expects. Get started now by calling 720-586-4006. Rex can also help you buy a home. Your licensed Rex agent will arrange showings, negotiate offers, guide you through escrow, and even get you pre-qualified for a mortgage at the lowest available rate. Rex is with you every step of the way. To speak with a Rex representative, call now at 720-586-4006. License number 100077876.
I'm Robert, and I'm a patient of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. I was in a funk because I couldn't perform sexually. I had the desire, but I didn't have the physical ability. I lived with this problem for about 12 years. It was depressing and wasn't good for my relationship. I would tell guys who were in a similar situation to skip the fake ads that promise all kinds of things and deliver little or nothing. Go to a legitimate agency that understands your problem medically. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic were very friendly. They took their time. They understood exactly why I was there. They were very matter-of-fact, very professional. Amongst other things, I felt very confident that what they were doing was safe. If you struggle with ED, like I did, I would suggest that you overcome your initial embarrassment of the problem and don't just live with it. There is an effective treatment for ED. There are people who understand the problem. Those people are at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic.
This is Jeff, director of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. You don't have to live with ED anymore. Give us a call at 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
This is Dan Kaplis. The best thing about being a personal injury lawyer for the past 34 years is the people that I get to be around. So many people who have suffered a serious injury or have lost a loved one to a wrongful death respond to that with superhuman courage, faith, and determination that inspires everyone around them. They will not be broken. They demand justice, and they want to help make sure that the wrongdoer does not hurt or kill anyone else. It's a privilege to be chosen to fight for such courageous people, and because we take righteous cases on a percentage fee basis, we're able to help courageous people from all walks of life, from the poorest of the poor to CEOs, police officers, farmers, teachers, and professional athletes. If you need my help, please give me a call at 303-770-5551. That's 303-770-5551. Or hit dancaplisslaw.com. That's dancaplisslaw.com.
Napa know-how. Right now, Napa Legend batteries come with a $15 rebate by mail. Their long-lasting durability stands up to extreme conditions. So even on scorching days, it'll puff its chest out and be all like, hey, summer heat, find another car battery to drain. Napa Legend batteries with $15 mail-in rebate. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer expires 8/31/18.
Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, and I trust Fix-It 24/7 to take care of me. Great news. Fix-It 24/7 is offering $77 off any repair. Leave your cares and troubles behind and let them take care of you. $77 off. 720-526-3939 or fixmyhome.com.
When your house is in trouble, fix it 24/7. We'll be there on the double.
Tom Martino, the troubleshooter. Monday morning at 10.
Consumer problems, questions, and complaints. We give you a voice and try to solve your problems Monday at 10.
Troubleshooter Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
It's empty in the valley of your heart. The sun, it rises slowly as you walk away from all the fears.
Angie and I are having an argument. I'm right, of course.
I win.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Just because you say it so doesn't mean just because you say it so doesn't make it so.
Yes, it does.
You know, we have this, Angie and I, it's not like a bell curve, it's almost like a straight angle. Like it's like at a 45-degree angle. We start out Monday. We're like really nice friends and we really like each other. And then by Tuesday, it's kind of, it starts on this trajectory that by Friday, she's just wrong about everything. And she just gripes about everything that I do. And she's like, hurry up, you got to do this and you got to do that. And you got to get this done. You got to cut this. You got to cut that. And it's just ran.
Well, if you would just work with me, there wouldn't be a problem now, would
I
there?
work with you every freaking day.
I guess that's the problem, huh?
You'll miss me when I'm gone.
No, I won't.
I'm gonna be gone all weekend. How often do you think about me on the weekends?
Never. Why would I think about you on the weekend? That is sounds horrible.
Hey, you know when I was in Alaska, a couple of people asked me about you.
Did like me more than you?
Well, let's put it this way. I was kind of irritated by the questions.
Why?
Well, you know, Angie seems real funny. Angie seems, first of all, I hesitate to say this on air because you'll file some sort of, HR complaint.
But I haven't filed one for a while. So.
I know, but I think there's a tipping point, and I may be reaching the tipping point with you. But they were commenting on your nice looks.
I try to dress nice.
No, not on your dress, on your physical appearance. They think you are attractive. Does that creep you out?
I mean, you didn't say it to me, so I'm okay with that.
I know, but I just feel creepy just saying it. Because I just think you're uglier than an old wet hog, but I don't.
I'm okay with that.
You're gonna what? You should put that in a promo. This is how Brown and his producer work on a day-to-day basis. You're just uglier than a wet hog.
You can speak for yourself.
And I said, yeah, she may look like she's nice, but she's not nice in the least.
I'm nice and funny.
To whom? To everybody but me.
Well, yeah. Why should I be nice to you?
I don't know. What were we talking about?
You were just saying I was wrong about everything.
Well, so here's what we were arguing about. So you know that Angie and I, first of all, we think that bumper music is an integral part of a talk show. And what I love about Angie's choice of bumper music is, one, it's music that I like. Two, sometimes she introduces me to music that, because I'm an old fart and she's only, what are you, 10 years old? Are you 12 yet?
I am 13.
Because I know it makes you mad when I say that. I know it irritates you. You're like a little sister, and I just get this joy out of irritating you.
People usually take 10 years off my real age.
Okay, so I'm right. So you're like 10. Maybe 8.
I used to be 12. How did
That's
I
right.
go backwards?
I don't know. But so anyway, we have this argument because I think bumper music is an integral part of a talk show. It sets the mood, it sets the tone, and the way Angie does it, not always, because she doesn't always have time, but when she has the opportunity, if you're paying attention, there's some connection to the lyrics to the topic, and she's really good at that. The problem is, and here's the argument we're having, we get bumped off Facebook and the YouTubes constantly for copyright violations. Now, I told you yesterday about my legal theory about how I think both Facebook and YouTube are wrong. But Angie has a theory, which if you go Google it, will say that no, she's not right. But legally, she may not be right, but technically she might be. Her argument is that if the bumper music runs more, is it 20 or 30 seconds?
30.
30. If it runs more than 30 seconds, that triggers whatever the little electronic tags are in the music that Facebook or YouTube picks up, and then that's where we get the copyright violations. So that if I come in less than 30 seconds, we beat that. Now, legally, I've studied it, and legally it says that doesn't make any difference. Whether it's 5 seconds or 30 seconds or a minute, it's still a copyright violation. But what Angie's arguing is that on a technical side, that less than 30 seconds, their algorithms can't pick it up. So sometimes we try to test that and sometimes we don't. And if you notice, I've been coming back in earlier because I've just been trying to see whether or not that's really true. So, of course I'm right and she's wrong, but we don't have any empirical data to prove one way or the other, which is where that means when there's no empirical data to prove either she's right or I'm right, then I'm obviously right because, well, I'm the talent. Talent. I'm the talent. And I could also go down this path. I'm older, wiser. I'm a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant male. I'm
stubborn.
What?
Stubborn.
I'm stubborn. Yes. Bullheaded.
Stuck in your ways.
Thick-headed, stuck in my ways. Any other adjectives? Because I'm keeping a list too.
Of what?
Of everything that you say to me.
Aww.
Should we call this segment the Mike and Angie Spat? Do you think other producers, do you think Mandy and Lauer ever get into arguments?
On the air or off the air?
Oh, I don't know. Wait a minute. See, this is when you learn to listen. I just picked up by the tone and the words that the producer may know something. So tell us, just between you and me, tell me, have you seen arguments out in the pit?
Actually, I haven't.
Oh.
Not between those two.
Oh, shoot. Oh. Perhaps others.
Maybe other people have disagreements.
Oh.
Nothing
really?
has been thrown, and there has not been yelling.
Have you not gotten your phone out and surreptitiously, we could put this up on Instagram?
No. I am too busy doing other things and running away from my desk so I can do something else. That's not work.
That's not what, no. Wait a minute. Your boss might. No, your boss's door's closed, so he's not listening. I wouldn't talk. I'm not going to say that because I don't want to get her in trouble.
The show is going and everything's fine, okay?
Have you ever been to Croatia?
No.
Welcome to Croatia's Dubrovnik, a once hidden gem that's become a victim of its own success.
Too many tourists, too many.
I'm living with earplugs.
The picturesque medieval town, the set of King's Landing and Game of Thrones. People flocking to walk the same steps.
Shame. Now, the reason I'm playing this is Tamara and I were actually thinking about going to Croatia this fall, and a podcast that I listened to, it's not an iHeart, it's a separate deal, was talking about Croatia, and they played this clip.
But as the tourists flood in...
And by the way, we wouldn't be going because of Game of Thrones. No, that's not why we would.
Locals, fed up with the noise and the overcrowding, are moving out.
Wow. Maybe we won't be going to Croatia. Any travel advice?
You're listening to Angie the producer and that other guy.
Hey, everybody, stick around. Let's talk to Bob Smith over at RCS Wealth Management. So, Bob, I know that there are 4 critical Social Security facts that retirees must know. Tell me about one.
Yeah, this is one that people are unaware of. It's very simple. Married couples get spousal and survivor benefits. You know, if you're eligible to receive one of 2 benefits, you receive the higher one. So lower paid spouses are eligible for benefits either on their own work histories or the spousal's benefit of their partner's record. So, you know, it's important to know that, you know, when you start to plan for, you know, spousal benefits.
In fact, that's one reason why I think if people are getting ready to take Social Security, they need to come in and see you, because that's an equation and a decision that they can only make when they're fully informed about everything. So I think people ought to give you a call at 303-777-5500, 777-5500, or go online, rcswealth.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Capital Management, LLC, BCM, a registered investment advisor. BCM and RCS Wealth Management are independent of each other.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
This report is brought to you by Hyundai Shopper Assurance.
Standing floodwater westbound C470 near Lucent. It's starting to back us up at Quebec. Traffic is stopped due to a crash northbound I-225 approaching Parker. Also northbound I-225, a crash blocking the right lane near 6th with slowing from Mississippi. Response teams blocking the shoulder southbound I-225 at Colfax. It's recovery of a car that went off the embankment. In a serious blocking collision southbound Hampton at Hillview Road. We're lining up from North Turkey Creek Road. Denver forecast high of 88 this afternoon. Showers turning to thunderstorms with a low tonight at 62. For the weekend, mostly sunny. Evening thunderstorms with a high of 92, low of 62. Cooler for Monday and Tuesday, sunny in the morning, thunderstorms at night, high of 87. With your traffic and weather, I'm Dustin Ritchie, 630 KHOW.
Experience the future of car buying today with Hyundai's all-new Shopper Assurance program. And with Flexible Test Drive, the dealer will bring the Hyundai of your choice right to your door so you can give it a spin in your neighborhood. Hyundai, car buying made simple. Find out more at HyundaiUSA.com/Shopper Assurance.
Good morning, my favorite daughter. Welcome to the Auto Hahn Ride Share. I'm your driver, Catherine Hahn. If you'd care for a beverage, just open the Stow and Go storage system and you'll find juice boxes and animal crackers.
Mom, not this again.
In-ride entertainment is available with the UConnect Theater. There's games, apps, and all my favorite movies already queued up.
Bored.
Here at Auto Hahn, safety is our top concern. That's why we only drive the Chrysler Pacifica. Here we are. I expect a 5-star review.
The Chrysler Pacifica. Up your van game. Chrysler is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
When you think about getting new windows for your home, your first thought might not be DMD Window and Door. You're probably saying, hey, Ross, who are those guys? Well, I'll tell you. DMD has been installing the highest quality windows in Denver for 44 years, and they do it the right way every day. No high-pressure sales tactics. A 10-year warranty on installation. Try to find that with another window company. Simply put, they're the best, which is why I recommend them to you. Learn more at dmdwindows.com. That's dmdwindows.com.
Do you have a sinking concrete problem? Denver and the Front Range are notorious for settling concrete. I'm Brian with Advanced Mud Jacking. We have the solution to your settling concrete issues. Our time-tested procedure lifts and stabilizes. Our process with sand and cement is non-toxic, no scary chemicals, and it lasts. Call Advanced Mud Jacking at 303-424-9441. From Castle Rock to Longmont, Advanced Mud Jacking is the leader in concrete lifting and stabilization. Call Advanced Mud Jacking at 303-424-9441 or send me a note, advancedmudjacking@yahoo.com.
Time changes everything. For me, becoming a single parent of 2 young kids changed my ability to use my timeshare. And when my annual maintenance fees nearly tripled over a 3-year period, I had to get out. I'm Brandon Reed, founder of Timeshare Exit Team. We will legally get you out of your timeshare you can't use or afford. Schedule your free consultation. If we can't get you out, we will give you a full refund.
Call 844-955-EXIT. That's 844-955-EXIT or timeshareexitteam.com.
Is a secret government out to stop Donald Trump? They call it the deep state, the CIA, FBI, NSA, Justice Department. You know, the bureaucrats that run the government. Now, there's a new best-selling book that reveals the truth. It's called Killing the Deep State by Jerome Corsi. It's already a #1 Amazon and New York Times bestseller. Bill O'Reilly says the media, like CNN, hates killing the deep state. You ought to get a copy of Killing the Deep State. And then all this week, you can watch Jerome Corsi on Newsmax TV. Also on Newsmax TV, you can see Bill O'Reilly, Alan Dershowitz, Mike Reagan, Bernie Carrick, all exposing the deep state. So tune in at 4 and 8 on DirecTV channel 349, dish 216 UVerse 1220, and Fios 615. That's DirecTV channel 349, dish 216 UVerse 1220, and Fios 615. You're going to be surprised by what you find out on Newsmax TV. You know, sometimes I'm on Newsmax TV. And if you don't get Newsmax TV, call your cable company and get Newsmax TV.
When working at a growing business, you wear many hats. The new business hat, the buying toner for the copy machine hat, the sifting through tons of resumes hat. You can throw away that last hat thanks to Indeed.com. When posting your job, Indeed lets you add screener questions that give you a less time-consuming route to your short list of qualified candidates. So go ahead, dust off that extra-long lunch hat. Hiring's better when you've got your short list. Save time on hiring when you post a job on Indeed. Get started today at Indeed.com/hire.
It's time. Time to join the millions of people that meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Zoom gives you flawless video, crystal clear audio, and instant sharing across any mobile, tablet, or desktop device. But the best thing about Zoom? It just works. So ditch the distractions, join the movement, and meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Visit Zoom.us to set up your free account today. That's Zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
Denver's talk station. Online at khow.com.
Being beat up and battered around, being sent up and I've been shut down. You're the best thing that I've ever found. Handle me with care.
Hey, Michael, if the 15th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution says who has the right to vote, why do elected officials forget they are sworn to uphold and defend the Constitution? Because they're goobers. The serious answer to that question is many elected officials, some conservative, some liberal, don't respect the Constitution. All they care about is re-election and power. Now, we've survived that for decades, and we may survive it for a few more decades. But my concern is this. You know how sometimes when you have just a gut feel? There are many times in my life that I've had gut feels. Something in my gut told me that something wasn't quite right. And I would say 95% of the time that gut feeling has been correct. It's proven to be true. I have a gut feel that there is this tsunami coming from the left. The Alexandria Ocasio-Cortezes, the Bernie Sanders, all of these, and no offense to the millennials that listen to this program, because if you're a millennial listening to this program, you should assume immediately that I'm not talking about you. Because otherwise you wouldn't be listening to this program unless you're just listening because you want to, you're sadomasochistic or something. I just think that there are too many people. Let me draw this analogy. You know, one reason why I think driving has gotten worse is because they don't teach driver's ed in school anymore. And so, you know, I took an entire semester of driver's ed. And to this day, I still remember that oftentimes it even crosses my mind when I pull up to an intersection and the person that arrived at exactly the same time I did, but they're to my right, they have the right of way. And you just sit there and they just stare at you. And there have been many times that my wife has been in the car with me and she has yelled at those people as if they can hear her, "You have the right of way." The lack of education about civics, government, the Constitution, all of the basic tenets of what has made this republic successful are not taught. And so we have these generations, and the numbers in those generations grow exponentially. So that the generation behind you and me, for example, may not be quite, on a per capita basis, may be a little better educated on all of these constitutional tenets than, say, the generation behind them, which is even worse than the generation behind them, and it gets worse, and worse. I've asked my grandson many times about, what are they teaching you? And he rolls his eyes because he's been around me too much, and he knows. Well, you know, my teacher's talking about this. I've asked him about climate change. yeah, you know, and every once in a while my science teacher will bring up climate change, and bless his heart. Oh, I'm so proud of him. He'll start asking questions. Well, like, didn't we have warmer periods back before we had all of the population we have now and stuff? He'll be a troublemaker just like me, and it makes me proud. Makes me very proud. Some of you have asked why I haven't talked about the North Korean remains. I haven't talked about them because I wanted to give the Department of Defense and their forensic specialists at least enough time to confirm that they are indeed American.
The remains of what is thought to be around 50 soldiers have now been returned to US soil here at the Osan Air Base in South Korea. They were brought out in small caskets onto cars, and there were a number, thousands of soldiers here at the airbase who stood in silence and saluted as those remains were carried out. They will now be tested to see if they are indeed the remains of US soldiers. There are around 5,000 unaccounted for still in North Korea after the Korean War. Some of the remains have been returned over the years. There has been a lull as the peace process has not exactly gone smoothly. All of this takes place on the 65th anniversary of the signing of the armistice. That will not have bypassed North Korea. This is a major concession by Pyongyang and part of a pledge made by Kim Jong-un to Donald Trump at that summit in Singapore. It may be now that Pyongyang is looking for some concessions of its own from Washington, perhaps an easing of sanctions. They want the peace process moved forward. But the fundamental problem remains. North Korea still has nuclear missiles and nuclear material.
Yes, that's true. They still do have weapons. But in diplomacy, it's little steps here and there. You take a couple of steps forward, you might take one, sometimes even 2 or 3 steps backwards, but the process is the key. You've heard me talk about procedural due process, which is making certain that you follow the process that the law sets out. You have the right to cross-examine witnesses. You have the right to confront your accusers. That's procedural due process. And then you have substantive due process, making certain that the law itself is applied properly. Well, I think in diplomacy, you have procedural accomplishments and you have substantive accomplishments, and both of which are, I think, equally important. As long as there's a process, that's good. And as long as within that process, there's some substance. So the process here was, there was an agreement to try to return as many of the remains as North Korea knew they had, or know they have, or they can discover they have, and return those. That's a process. And then the substance is the actual returning of those remains. Does that mean that we're on the road to denuclearization? Not necessarily. But it does mean that we're making the tiny little steps that we need to take, and I think that's a good sign. Will that make any difference for the 2018 midterm elections? Probably not, because I think the 2018 midterm elections will all be about pocketbook issues. It's certainly not going to be about things like Russia.
But he has been a great ally, has moved this committee forward on a whole host of technology issues. This is one where there is no Democratic or Republican answer, since clearly the goal of our adversaries was not to favor one party over the other. It was to wreak havoc and split divisions. And I think this committee under your leadership is trying to take this issue on in the appropriate way.
Senator Mark Warner, Virginia, admitting the Russian interference was not about electing Donald Trump.
Goal of our adversaries was not to favor one party over the other. It was to wreak havoc and split divisions. And I think this committee under your leadership is trying to take this issue on in the appropriate way.
You know, I rarely give Mark Warner credit for much of anything, but occasionally liberals and Democrats swerve into the truth. He swerved into the truth. The interference was about creating chaos on both sides of the aisle. It wasn't about electing Trump or electing Hillary or defeating Trump or defeating Hillary. It was about chaos. You know, as in get smart.
This report is brought to you by Hyundai Shopper Assurance.
Response teams are blocking the shoulder southbound I-225 between I-70 and Colfax. It's recovery of a car that went off of the embankment. Standing floodwater westbound C-470 near Lucent, tapping the brakes from Quebec. 4-car crash eastbound I-76 approaching I-270 with stop-and-go traffic from I-25. And CDOT reports a 90-minute travel time westbound I-70 between C-470 and the Eisenhower Tunnel. Denver forecast this afternoon's showers turn to thunderstorms, low tonight at 62. For the weekend, mostly sunny with evening thunderstorms, high of 92, low of 62. And cooler for Monday and Tuesday, again sunny days and thunderstorms at night, high of 87, low of 61. With your traffic and weather, I'm Dustin Ritchie, 630 KHOW.
Experience the future of car buying today with Hyundai Shopper Assurance. It's a new take on the car buying experience, designed to help make buying a new car as enjoyable as driving one. Find out more at HyundaiUSA.com/Shopper Assurance.
Hey, it's Michael Brown from Mike Ward Infiniti, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Fiat, and McLaren. I've known Mike and his family for decades, so when I leased a new car, you bet it was Mike Ward Infiniti, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Fiat, and McLaren. Mike Ward, C470 in Lucent. Go see him, and remember, just drive it.
Hear that? It's opportunity knocking on your home's old front door and your old windows and siding. Because right now is your chance to save thousands on new Champion windows and home exterior upgrades. Announcing the Champion Your Home Sale with 30% off new Champion Comfort 365 windows, 25% off new siding and sunrooms. Plus, get 60 months low interest financing. Hi, this is Dave Logan. Champion is the only window company that I personally endorse. Book your free appointment today online at getchampion.com. They design, build, install, and guarantee their home improvement products. So all you have to do is enjoy them. 30% off new Comfort 365 windows and 25% off new siding and new sunrooms. It's the Champion Your Home Sale. Book your appointment online at getchampion.com. That's getchampion.com.
The Champion Limited Lifetime Warranty applies to Comfort 365 windows as long as the original purchaser owns the home. Subject to qualifying credit approval. Minimum purchase required. All discounts apply to our regular prices. Cannot be combined with other advertisers' offers. See store or website for details.
The showroom's anniversary celebration is here, and so are incredible savings. Explore the largest selection of designer home furnishings in the Mountain West and save up to 40% on incredible brands such as Henredon, Huntington House, Lexington, Taylor King, and Theodore Alexander. Elevate your home with the top brands in home furnishings and enjoy extra savings today at the showroom, Denver's ultimate luxury home shopping experience.
If you plan on buying or selling a home, listen to this important message from Rex. There's no longer any reason to pay 6% to sell your home. Introducing Rex Real Estate. Rex sells homes for the lowest fee in the industry, 2% total, saving Denver homeowners tens of thousands of dollars per transaction. With Rex Real Estate, you get a full-service team backed by technology. They don't market homes the way traditional agents do. Rex uses big data and machine learning to attract hundreds of qualified buyers directly to your home the moment it goes on the market. And Rex Real Estate charges only 2% total, not the 6% commission your local broker expects. Get started now by calling 720-586-4006. Rex can also help you buy a home. Your licensed Rex agent will arrange showings, negotiate offers, guide you through escrow, and even get you pre-qualified for a mortgage at the lowest available rate. Rex is with you every step of the way. To speak with a Rex representative, call now at 720-586-4006. License number 1000. 77876.
When you have a solar generation system from Bright Street Energy on the roof of your home, or business actually, you reduce or eliminate your utility electric bills. Your property becomes worth more, and you're less susceptible to changes in electricity prices. Now, I pulled the trigger last summer, and I encourage you to sit down with Bright Street for a free solar consultation. Do it soon to catch as much of the summer as possible and to catch the tax breaks before they also fade away. Learn more at brightstreet.com. That's BRITE Street.com.
As a marketer, you want to reach everyone, adults, teens, millennials, but it's not like these groups all hang out in the same place, right? Actually, wrong. They're all right here, listening to radio commercials just like this one. Radio ads connect with 93% of Americans every week. That's more than Google, more than Facebook, more than TV. In fact, radio reaches 20% more millennials than TV. Want more of the people you want to talk to all in one place? You want to get to iHeartMedia.com and get AM/FM working for you.
This is Kurt Cambier. You've heard me on the Ross Kaminsky Show. The newly released 2018 J.P. Morgan Guide to Retirement is now available. There's a limited supply. Send me an email now to request your copy. Go to KurtCambier.com. That's Kurt with a K. CAMBIER.com.
Securities offered through Cambridge Investment Research, Inc., a broker-dealer, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisor representative, Cambridge Investment Research Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and Centennial Capital Partners are not affiliated. Americans are always on the move. They're in their car or at the office or working around the house. Americans refuse to sit still. So how do you connect with all those moving targets? Easy. With radio. Radio reaches 93% of Americans every week. More than Google, Facebook, and even television. But hey, who has time to sit and watch TV? So when you want to connect with all those constantly moving adults, teens, and millennials, get to iHeartMedia.com and put AM/FM radio to work for your company.
At ACE, we believe there's nothing better than helping kids. That's why we've been proud to support Children's Miracle Network hospitals for over 25 years. This Friday through Sunday, get our 5-gallon bucket and 20% off almost anything that fits inside when you donate $5 to support Children's Miracle Network hospitals. And like ACE, CMN hospitals are local, so the money you donate helps kids near you.
ACE is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Offer valid at participating stores on regular price merchandise only. Additional conditions and exclusions apply. See store for details.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
I'm sure Harvard economist Jeff Myron wasn't surprised at the reaction when he wrote, "Forget the wall already. It's time for the U.S. to have open borders." We'll talk with Jeff Monday morning at 7:06 here on 630 KHOW.
Well, Mama told me.
Yeah, I'm going to do it anyway. We had a request for apparently someone's father who's listening in New Jersey to do a taxpayer relief shot. And I was saving them for Monday, but we'll do one now. This one comes to us from Westminster, Colorado. It's a pretty good one. A suspect is dead after the Westminster Popo said that the suspect led the law enforcement on a pursuit and tried to hit an officer, prompting the officer to open fire. Now, we could just stop right there and ask ourselves, what makes it? So, it's like some Wild West movie. You know, they're shooting. It's a shootout in the OK Corral, except they're not actually in the corral, and they're running by on their horses, and you're unarmed, except you got a horse and, I don't know, maybe you got a lasso or something, and the sheriff's chasing you. So you run ahead of the sheriff. Now, he's not shooting you yet because he's a good sheriff. He's not going to shoot you in the back. So you turn your horse around, in this case a car, and then you try to hit the sheriff with your horse. So the sheriff just pulls his Colt out and just drops you right there. It's kind of like that. The suspect that ran, officers found the suspect, who eluded them earlier, in a car a short time later and began to pursue him as he eluded officers. The Westminster Popo said officers made multiple attempts to disable the car and that the driver tried to hit an officer who was out of his patrol car. 9 News then says this: the officer fired his weapon, hit the suspect, who died at the hospital. And thus you have your taxpayer relief shot. I wish I could show it to you, but the picture of the thug that's dead, I don't know. I'm not sure I'd want to meet him in a back alley somewhere. They're going after one of my favorite movies, Animal House. I don't know why we have to go after Animal House.
Looks like I missed something.
Yeah, you did. We're all officially kicked out of school. Wormer just got our grades.
They kicked us out of school? Huh. That makes sense.
Hey! What's this lying around? Well, what the hell is supposed to do, you moron?
War's over, man. Wormer dropped the big one.
What? Over? Did you say over? Nothing is over until we decide it is. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no!
German?
Forget it, he's rolling.
It ain't over now. Because when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Who's with me? Let's go! Come on! Ah! What the f happened to the Delta I used to know? Where's the spirit? Where's the guts? Huh? This could be the greatest night of our lives. But you're gonna let it be the worst. Oh, we're afraid to go with you, Pluto. We might get in trouble. Well, just kiss my ass from now on! Not me! I'm not gonna take this! Warmer, he's a dead man! Marmalade, dead! Niemeyer, dead! Pluto's right. Psychotic.
Of course Pluto's right.
But absolutely right.
Of course he's right. Vox, Harry Cheadle writes, just as it's difficult to imagine watching Animal House, it was released on July 28, 1978, it's difficult to imagine coming to it today never having seen it before. That's the problem. People should go see it. There's no one to latch onto as a sympathetic character. Well, there's Bluto, save for maybe Katie or maybe the women exploited by the protagonists. The whole drinking is awesome ethos is tired. The nudity is boring, and unless you're a horny 14-year-old, or you're just still a 12-year-old at heart at whatever age I am. If we didn't have Animal House, we wouldn't have the American Pie franchise, which should tell you how much of a mixed bag its legacy has been. If you had an Animal House poster on your dorm wall, you were probably a sad, weird loser. And if you have one in your dorm today, guess what? Well, if you have one in your dorm today, you're probably a racist. You're a sexist and a homophobe and whatever else they want, a xenophobe and every other kind of phobe you can imagine. When you can't do satire, when you can't do, I don't care whether it's Blazing Saddles. You know, I saw Jerry Seinfeld does this thing called Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. It's on Netflix. Here's my advice for some weekend understanding of how far our culture has gone into the toilet. Jerry Seinfeld interviews Mel Brooks and his buddy, not Norman Lear. Anyway, Mel Brooks, the creator of Blazing Saddles. And they talk about the death of comedy and how even then there was some reticence about doing some of the things they did. Remember the Black Sheriff? Oh, it's hilarious. You can't do that anymore because we're all so overly sensitive. You know what? Bite me.
The Michael Brown Show continues after this.
Has the IRS emptied your bank account? Get your peace